Yep, I want to talk about multiple levels of citizenship. Looking at Nigeria, multiple levels of citizenship. And this this thing I want to talk about was inspired by Dele Farotimi. He is my uh, I don't know what to say he is to me, but he's the greatest Nigerian I know. He made a post on Facebook 20 years ago, oh sorry, 6 years ago, 2020. I only saw that post yesterday, 6 years later, because he shared the memory. It was about, you know, May 30, Biafran struggle, Biafran Day. I'll just read the post. He shared two, but I am emphasizing on one of them. I wrote it down. Let me read it. Every disadvantaged citizen of Nigeria is a Biafran, and until the multiple levels of citizenship in the Nigerian state is abolished and citizenship rights are levelized and common to all, regardless of tribe or religion, the Nigerian nation will not be born and the Nigerian state will die eventually. Another thing I learned from this is that there is a Nigerian state and there is a Nigerian nation. I've talked about the Nigerian state and the Nigerian nation previously, but I'm understanding it from a different level, from the post he made that I just read, putting it vis-a-vis multiple levels of citizenship. I had to understand the state and the nation of Nigeria from a different level. Do you even understand what he meant by multiple levels of citizenship? Think about it. What that means is that the level at which I am operating as a citizen, now the citizen in quotes, is different from the level at which someone else, maybe you or anybody you know, is operating. But all of us belong to the same state, the Nigerian state. Whether it is state by a geographical creation of the bourgeoisie to oppress the commoner, or it is state by a situationship, toxic relationship between the rulers and the ruled. It's called situationship. So the state, the situation. However you want to put it, the Nigerian state and the Nigerian nation are two different things. A nation is a people who have common many things. You will not have a common everything, but the commonality that exists between the people and among the people would be so obvious, sufficient enough for you to consider them as one. We have those commonalities, but they are like illusions. They do not play in real time. Where our commonalities play is where we want to sectionalize ourselves as victims. We are common victims of the impunity that have characterized the Nigerian state. So, as victims, we are supposed to be identifying ourselves as one nation, a nation of victims. But unfortunately for us, the Nigerian state has been able to plant a seed of division within that nation of victims. And then the victims are fighting the victims. That's why someone will want to say, I am Igbo, I am Yoruba, I am Hausa. We are not like you. You do not belong here. You do not belong there. These are victims against victims. And it is the Nigerian state that designed it to be so. Because when they keep us separated, they actualize their goal of oppression with ease. They also have their own nation, the nation of the oppressors. In that nation, you have Tinubu, you have Goodluck Jonathan, you have Akpabio, you have Shetima, you have what is this? Uh, this one that this prisoner, the Abia state prisoner that is currently in the Senate, my own state prisoner. I don't like to remember their names. All Jews or Kanu, all of those people, they belong to the nation of the oppressors, while we belong to the nation of the oppressed. So the Nigerian state is made up of two nations, the nation of the oppressors and the nation of the oppressed. Remember, a nation is a collection of people that can identify with common similarities. So for us, the nation of the oppressed, we identify with bad road, we identify with zero electricity supply, we identify with 70,000 naira minimum wage, we identify with Boko Haram kidnappers. Have they ever kidnapped Tinubu's relative? Has Boko Haram taken the life of Ojus Okanu's family member? So all these things that are happening in Nigeria that people are complaining about, it is those who belong to the nation of the oppressed that are complaining. Have you heard any politician complaining? The only people that complain are the people that have been cut off the source, the people that do not want to remain in the oppression, mostly because they ran out of favor. People like this 2 inches man, what is this high malt? What is his name again? El Rufai. El Rufai, who was the grand patron of the oppression of Nigerians, today is looking as if he belongs to our nation. He doesn't belong to our nation. They are having an in-house war. That's why Dele Farotimi said, do not die in their war. Those of you that are showing sympathy to people like El Rufai, I don't know. People like El Rufai are supposed to be sent to their ancestors. I say it without care. Based on what happened under El Rufai's watch as the governor of Kaduna State, he is supposed to face a capital punishment. They are even pampering and massaging him by taking him to DSS and ICPC, taking him to court. Like say we dey for a country wey dey serious. People like El Rufai suppose no dey for the surface of the earth. I'm just telling you the truth. So there is the nation of the oppressed, there is the nation of the oppressor. Unfortunately for me and for you that is watching, you belong to the nation of the oppressed. And rather than us rallying around our commonality, which is the oppression, we allow the oppressed to move from their own nation to our own nation and start influencing and causing division. Do not die in their war. Let me look at what Dele Farotimi wrote again. He said that every disadvantaged citizen of Nigeria is a Biafran. And he said this 6 years ago. And early this year, when Nnamdi Kanu's case was all over the place, I was I was telling people, is it early this year or late last year? I was saying this Biafran thing that you people are seeing like this. Stop looking at it from the Igbo angle. If you are suffering, Nnamdi Kanu was not actually asking for an Igbo state or an Igbo nation. He was being misconstrued. If you are suffering, Nnamdi Kanu was speaking to the sufferers of the Nigerian state. Unfortunately, to our misunderstanding, he was speaking it from his experience as an Igbo man. But because he came with the Igbo coloration, those that are in the nation of the oppressors found a way of igniting ethnic consciousness to quote whatever it is that was the gospel of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu wasn't actually asking for a separate country. Separatism to him was going to be an option to the failure of what he was asking for. What that means is that if you have failed to make Nigerians to feel like citizens, then allow those who want to go and determine themselves to go. That's simple. That was all Nnamdi Kanu was asking for. But because our ethnic chakras are always open to be misused by those in the nation of the oppressors, we fall and fell, and we are keep falling into it. Let me look at what Dele Farotimi said again. And until the multiple levels of citizenship in the Nigerian state is abolished, there are two basic levels of citizenship. Now, the citizenship on the first level is citizenship, but on the second level, it is citizenship in quote. On the level of the oppressors, it is citizenship. Those are the citizens of Nigeria. But on the level of the oppressed, we are citizens in quote. What that means is that we are not citizens in the real sense of it. Because a citizen is someone who feels the sense of belonging to a country. How many of you feel this sense of belonging to the country called Nigeria? The only people that have a sense of belonging to the Nigerian state are those who are of the nation of the oppressors, the Tinubus, the Yemi Osibanjo, all of those people. Is there any of them looking for how to escape Nigeria? Is there any of them who is looking for how to japa? Have you seen any of their children looking for how to japa? Their children mostly school and live abroad as part of the dividends of their citizenship in Nigeria. It is their citizenship in Nigeria that was able to provide a fertile ground for them to travel abroad. Then they denied them visa. How many times have they denied you visa? What is different between you and the child of Nyesom Wike? Enough for you to be denied visa and he is getting an express visa. The difference is that he is a citizen and you are not. Because a citizen is someone who is free to travel from one place to the other. The moment you are denied a visa, what is the big deal with issuing a visa? But they won't give it to you because you are not a citizen. You are not supposed to move around. You are a suspect as long as you do not belong to the political class in Nigeria. You are a suspect. If you open the prison gates, if you open the the cells in the police stations, you will not see um, politicians' children there. Is it that they do not commit crime? You might say they do not commit crime because crime is mostly committed by poor people. One of the characteristics of criminality is poverty. When you are rich, you will be too busy enjoying your wealth to commit crime. In fact, when you see crime, you will start running. When you see like Jenny, you will never be a Jenny in the bottle. You run away from crime, you run away from anything that can lead to crime so that it will not deprive you the opportunity of enjoying your money. That's why you think these politicians' children are not committing crime because they are too busy enjoying, they are too busy being citizens. So the question now is, what level of citizenship are you operating upon? Because, like I said, there are two major kinds of citizenship. One is in quotes, one is not. The one that is in quotes is the citizenship of those who belong to the nation of the oppressed. And then inside of it and inside of the other one, there are levels of citizenship. I pass my neighbor. Amongst the oppressed, there are the oppressed and there are the oppressed of the oppressed. You know, there are just like we say, there are levels to these things. There are people who are at the level of 3 square meal, but they cannot travel freely. They belong to the nation of the oppressed. There are people who are at the level of 3 square meal, but they cannot gain reasonable employment. It comes in different levels. So what level are you operating in? The level at which you're operating determines the reality of how the Nigerian state is affecting you. Tinubu is operating on the level of grab it, steal it, snatch it, run with it. He is also operating on the level of solar power in his town hall, which is different from Bala Blue. That town hall has steady power supply by solar. Nyesom Wike is operating on the level of land grabbing. Minister of Federal Capital Territory. He can sit on channels and say, we apportion land to you. We apportion land to you. That's the level at which he is operating in his citizenship. Kashim Shettima is operating on the level of Kabiru Sokoto because till date, there is no explanation as to how Kabiru Sokoto was able to be seen in his house. So there are different levels of operation, and for you to operate on a higher level, there is always a price to pay. To be fair to all of these people, the level at which they are operating, they have either paid the price or someone paid the price for them. Unfortunately, they pay negative prices. So for you to be able to operate on the level of a citizenship that doesn't come with quotes, there is a price that you have to pay. That price is not just going to sit on the social media and complain day in, day out. We've been complaining day in, day out. What has happened? The more we complain, the stronger the pain. You need to be able to come out and say enough is enough. The time has been ready. Fela said, when the time is ready, they will answer. The time has been ready. The people that are supposed to answer have been waiting for you to ask them. The problem now is you are not ready to ask. You need to pay the price of the questioning until you come out and question them. Your citizenship reality will continue to remain in quote. What is the level of your citizenship?